Hello, and thank you for watching. Today I decided to talk about, or evening, whenever you're watching this, emotional eating and sabotage, um, and having power to control the environment or the situation that we're in. I think that we sabotage ourselves sometimes with emotional eating. I know I do, and I'm very much aware of it. Because I know my triggers, and sometimes we place ourselves in a situation that will trigger our emotional eating, and we we actually know it before we place ourselves in that situation. But sometimes, you think that, okay, I have control over this. I'll be able to maintain. A perfect example is when I go to my mom's house, especially when I'm trying to control what I eat, and my emotions are kind of being triggered by outside forces that are out of my control, but somehow I have um, taken it into my inner part, my inner spirit, and it's upsetting me, or whatever the case may be, or kind of moving me off balance. My mother has like so much junk food all over the house. You walk in and she has different cakes on the table, um, and a lot of times I don't even like the stuff she has. I'll just start nibbling, nibbling, until my nibbling has gotten out of control. So I I tell her before I go over, I says, Mom, can you please not have all that junk sitting around? Well, she says, you should be able to control yourself. And you won't have to worry about my food and all my junk I have sitting around. Well, my mom's a diabetic, and she shouldn't have all that stuff hanging around anyways. So, if you're a diabetic, why would you have all this junk stuff piled up in your room, all over the house, everywhere? She doesn't even know why she has all this stuff hanging around. But I'm like, Mom, I'm trying to control what I'm putting in my mouth right now. So, when I feel when I'm feeling kind of weak about my eating situation, I actually avoid my mom's house, because going to my mom's house is sabotage for me. Um, there's an old saying: you should be around like-minded people when you're trying to accomplish something. Um, I've I've lost a lot of weight, and I've gone too far and invested too much in this to start doing things all over again that's sabotaging myself, and knowing that knowing that I'm setting myself up to kind of fall off the bandwagon, or however you want to put it. Um, I mean, addiction to food, or emotional addiction to anything, can be something that's very disturbing for a person, and for the family members and the people that your significant other. It affects everybody. Whenever there's an emotional crisis that is being internalized to the point where it's hurting you physically, it it hurts everybody. I have a sister that's completely on the other opposite side of the track when it comes down to emotional um, excessiveness. She smokes cigarettes. She probably smokes about 2 packs a day, and cigarettes, as you know, is out of control with the prices. She must weigh about 90 pounds, and this is no exaggeration. She is so, so thin. She does not eat food. Um, if she goes into a crisis, she smokes. And I'm afraid that, she's going to develop lung cancer or anything, all of those things that go into what happens when you smoke cigarettes. So on one side of the track, I can eat until no stopping me. I mean, there's no stopping me when I'm going through an emotional crisis. Even when my stomach is feeling very full, as you know, my stomach, I've had that surgery, so I can't really eat a lot at once, but I can keep eating to the point of where I feel like I'm gonna throw up, or I even, um, till I can feel nauseous, or like I'm gonna pass out. But I'll keep doing it anyways. But right now, I have all that under control, and if you've seen any of my other videos, you know my triggers have been my job, holding on to my house so that the bank don't foreclose on me because of losing my job. All of those things. I mean, I've always been very successful in my life, but I have never been successful at maintaining the same weight or weight that keeps me out of danger of obesity. So right now I am in control, but that I can lose that control at any minute, any moment, or at a drop of a hat. But the power is in me to control it from moment to moment. I don't think about how I'm going to control it tomorrow. I think about how I'm controlling it today. Um, and for example, if I feel like I'm going to have a crisis, I may get up and make a cup of tea. I drink quite a bit of green tea, um, or I may start reading a book. It may not satisfy my craving, but sometimes if I start meditating or I do something that kind of takes my mind off of the whatever it is, it's not so much the food that I'm thinking about, it's whatever is triggering that part of me that needs some type of satisfaction, and I'm thinking, or I guess I have a craving that I'm gonna eat this food and I'm gonna feel good for the moment, and but that moment, as you know, if you're an emotional person, that moment is short-lived. Quite a few people have been calling me because of where I am in Connecticut. The governor's going into this whole thing about everybody with concessions and more big layoffs coming. Excuse me. So I think a lot of things are being stirred up in me because people like to come to me and speak to me and talk to me, and they like for me to, I guess, conversate with them, because I help people kind of sort out sometimes how they're truly feeling, not so much how to change anything from my perspective, but how to get in touch with their inner feelings to help them to sort out their feelings so that they can understand their emotions and know how they, they can actually, or that person could actually come up with a system of helping themselves. It's called self-healing. And but I also, as you know, self-heal myself as well. But emotionally, there is power in self-healing. Sometimes, if it's really, really bad, though, you have to seek out someone else. And it can be your doctor, it can be a holistic health person. You really have to decide for yourself what level you're fighting your emotional battle. And also going around like-minded people. As far as, I went to my favorite restaurant, the one where I heard the ladies talking about their girlfriend and everything. Well, this time it was so much going on. It was just great. People were eating, they were conversating, but it wasn't about they couldn't eat. Because remember, this is a whole food restaurant. This is a place where everything in there is all about eating healthy. So, and this time these two ladies sat next to me, and also, if you recall, the tables are so close, and you're almost sitting on top of each other. But so this time, these two ladies sat next to me. One was they started talking about their age. They were in like their 80s, and one lady was talking about her brother, who's like 91 and still vibrant. She was talking about how he really took care of himself took care of himself when he was younger, and he has a lady friend. But they were talking about and kind of pulled me into the conversation about how good the food was there and how nice the salads were, and how we have a choice over what we want to eat, and then they have like samplings as you walk around, and the food is all natural, and there's so many different good all natural foods that you can eat, that by the time when I left from there, oh, not only was it a beautiful day because we had a good day here, I was satisfied, and I really didn't eat a lot, so I brought a lot of it home with me. And actually, this was a day ago, and the food is still in the refrigerator. I'm still kind of nibbling off of it. Salad, I picked out a hot salad and I picked out a cold salad. And because of the way they prepare the food, you don't have to stress over really um, that you're shoving everything in your mouth, or you're eating too much at one time. Um, they have cakes and pies and things there as well, so you can actually get something else if you want to eat some sweets and things like that. They also serve like these all natural pizzas. Oh my goodness, they are so good. So I really have to stay away from them because that is one thing I can't control myself. Okay, because once they heat that pizza up and they cook it, I mean it's all natural. So you have all these like the cheese and the meat, and I'm a meat eater. Okay, I'm one of those Bible meat eaters. I mean, when you go through all, when you first of all smelling it is one thing, but when you taste it, uh, your mouth just completely waters for the rest. You can't. Even though I took some of it home one day, I've only had it once because it's one of those things I can't stop eating. Okay, so I've only had it once, and I know it is loaded with calories. I don't care how healthy something is. When you are an emotional eater, there's no stopping the calories once you get started. So, if you have any thoughts on it, post them. I would love to hear from you. These are all discussions. I've been having, I wanted people to shadow me as I go through my whole layoff thing, and it's just been good to talk on YouTube because I'm really basically a very shy person, but you really wouldn't know it by me getting on this camera. And like I said, it's only because you're not standing in front of me. Everybody's not looking at me where I can see you looking at me. But it's interesting because people are always asking me to stand up and speak about something. Even when I had my weight loss surgery, the hospital that I had it in when I was going to group, they used to always ask me to stand up and speak on it. But anyways, peace. Talk to you soon. Bye bye.